49ers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. First play, and Purdy wants to throw it. Now, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Elijah Cansey. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
That's into the hands of the rookie from Ole Miss. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, Purdy. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Drag. The toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
A gain of 19 yards. And the 49er first down.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Purdy will set up to throw it here. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Purdy from the gun. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Niners are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Niners 7, Buccaneers nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Here's the first carry for Sean Tucker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
A good run there off right tackle. In an old-school NFL football, the right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The Buccaneers at 2-3 here to begin the new season. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this one, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game.
Osa Odigizua with the effort there to earn the sack. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
Pistol.
Mayfield to throw it. They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Get set.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
2nd and 1 at the 21-yard line.
Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Now Purdy. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. With his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the 49ers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Pinheiro set to kick off.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
19-yard line.
20.
Mayfield now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
180.
Mayfield looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Switch. 180.
They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, well, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe some explanations.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 18 yards. First down, Niners.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
Get set. 118. Watch out.
Purdy off the play fake. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Get set.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Throwing here, Purdy. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Watch out.
Purdy looking to throw. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Get set. 118. Watch out.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Niners take a 3-touchdown lead.
Buccaneers, 0.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball. They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Mayfield. That is taken in by Hurst. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Baker going to give it to Irving. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
49ers 48-yard line.
Here's Mayfield. He finds his man complete. It's Sharp. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 36.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Here's a diving catch right side. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field diving to grab it? No, he didn't. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Lucas Van Ness getting free there to bring him down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
180! What's up?
Now Mayfield. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. To throw, Mayfield. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Cade Otton. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Bucs are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And it looked like the operation got fouled up there. This ball was pushed to the right. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Back to throw, Purdy. Looking right sideline, that's complete. Well, he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down, 49ers.
Watch out!
They go play action here, Purdy. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Get set! Watch out!
Here's Purdy. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the 49ers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports? And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Mayfield off the play fake. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
20!
To throw on second and 10. Mayfield. There's a short one taken in by Otten. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
180! What's up?
They'll try and run here with Urban. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
What? Real. Done.
Once again, it's Irvin. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 4.
What's up?
They'll drop the throw. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
180! What's up?
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And this one is right through. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, it's such a high-stakes scenario. Everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. Down the right sideline. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And a first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Stop.
And they'll run with Tucker. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 63 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First down. First and 10 at the 23.
Handoff running left, Irving. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's worked. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the 49ers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Looking middle, and that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 2nd and a couple.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Now it's timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter.
Get set, get set. Right around set. Stop.
Shotgun now with Purdy. And he's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Niners had 6 to their lead. And that touchdown, his 5th touchdown grab of the game, and that ties him with Jerry Rice from 1990, Kellen Winslow Sr. from 1981, and Bob Shaw back in 1950 for the most receiving touchdowns in a single NFL contest.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately.
And they will take over at the 26-yard.